welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the Eye Essential 7-piece brush set from BH Cosmetics. And basically I've been loving these brushes, so I might as well bring them to you guys' attention. If you're starting off doing your eyeshadow and you don't know what type of brushes you should purchase, I really suggest the BH Cosmetics 7 Essential Brush Set. I've been using these brushes for about 3 months now. I purchased them in about November and I've been using them from December, January, February. So it's about 3 months and this is what it looks like. This is just a disclaimer. I am no professional at all. I am a self-taught makeup artist, so everything I have learned over the internet. So in a sense, you guys are learning with me on this journey. So we're learning together as a whole. We're becoming friends and we're learning about this makeup stuff together. So I'm gonna introduce you guys to new products, as well as I hope that you guys can introduce me to new products. All the further information about each and every brush, then keep on watching. So I'm gonna open up the box on camera so that you guys can see I'm opening this for the first time. I purchased 2 boxes and I waited to open up this one so I can show you guys a fresh box looks like. And I didn't expect these brushes to come like so well packaged, like as you can see. These are what all the brushes look like, from 101 to 107 on the end. These are some tips I want to give to anybody starting off with doing their eyeshadow on that. There are different types of hairs in eyeshadow brushes because it really does make a big difference. Doing a matte eyeshadow, you want to make sure the brushes that you use are of natural hair or sable hair. Now when it comes to like a shimmer, you want to make sure you're using a synthetic flat brush that'll allow you to really keep that shimmer on the lid and not allow it to get messy. When you're using like a more like natural haired sable brush, it could allow that shimmer to get all over, and you don't want that. You want to make sure you got that synthetic brush on deck. That there are different motions in which you can use your eyeshadow brush. This is just like a basic 101 makeup brush movement. The windshield wiper motion, which is basically the back and forth, the swipe, the going back and forth. As you can see, my finger looks like a windshield going back and forth. So you deposit an even amount of eyeshadow throughout the eye. Of course, this is when you're like doing your transition shade, or you're trying to just blend out or your color just so it doesn't have any harsh lines and things like that. Another motion that there is patting. It's basically when you pat, 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 pat. You can pat with your fingers, you can pat with your brush, you can pat with your blender, with your beauty blender, you guys know. Another motion is to sweep and curve. Sweep and curve. Another motion you can use is a circular motion. This is how you use a circular motion. If you're moving in a circular motion, that means you're wanting to buff out and focus on that certain area. You want to darken and deepen that certain area that you're going in that circular motion. Another motion is buffing. When you're buffing out your eyeshadow, you want to make sure that you buff out correctly and it doesn't look like raccoon eyes. Before I get into the details about the brushes, I want everybody to know, before you purchase the product, you want to do your reviews on the product. You want to make sure that it's worth your money. You want to make sure that you're also learning how to use these products. Therefore, when I did this review video, I did search up how to use each and every one of these eyeshadow brushes, and I used my own way to show you guys how I use these brushes instead. This is brush 101, and it is the blending brush, and it has natural hair. It really does like blend everything seamlessly. Brush is brush 102. This brush is the large shader brush. It has synthetic hair. I mainly like to use this brush to apply my foundation, and I also like to carve my face and contour. It's a flat shader brush, and you're supposed to like apply it is pat it on to my lids. You guys will see towards the ending what I do or how I use each brush. 103. This is a small shader brush. I use this as my lid color. I like to use this brush to apply my lid eyeshadow because it just applies so much better. It has synthetic hair bristles, so that is another plus. After 3 months of using my 103 brush, unfortunately this is what happened to me, which really sucks because it is only 3 months of use, and I did not get any type of indication that this was going to happen. But I'm not the type to throw it away after it's broken. I can always fix something that's broken, and I can always do this, and I can tape it, and I will further use this brush. This is brush 104, and this brush is the angle blending brush, and it serves just for that purpose. Like, it has natural hairs, which is amazing, which is why it works so well. Usually I use this brush to build my crease. When you're building your crease, you know you want it to build out seamlessly, and this angled blending brush allows me to do so because I can always switch sides so that it can help me get into the crevices of my eyes. I'm going to show you guys how I created this look. Brush 105, and this is what it looks like. Is a pencil brush. It definitely serves its purpose. I use this to cut my crease. It has natural hairs, which makes it, of course, more easier to blend it out, more easier to get into my eyelids. I love it. Honestly, this is my favorite brush out of the whole set. And again, I use these brushes on a day-to-day basis. You're gonna see them in my videos. You're gonna see this is my favorite brush of the set. Brush 106. This brush is a fine liner brush. So I'm not much of a gel liner type of person, so I don't have much use to this brush, but I use it as more so of like a touch of color when I want just a dash of color into my look, just to blend into the little crevices that I couldn't have get into with an eyeshadow brush without making myself look like a raccoon. This brush allows me to get right into those small spots that I did not reach, and it also allows me to get underneath the waterline, which is what every female would love in their kits of eyeshadow brushes. The last brush is 107. This brush is a small angled brush, and it says it is perfect for wing liner and for brow powder, and it is a synthetic brush. I don't really use this brush for my brows because I like a more stern brush. To me, this is like really soft. I like a much harder, like an angled eyebrow brush. But what I do say is that this works perfect when you're applying eyeliner. When you're applying eyeliner on the lid, it allows you to really create a sharp, crisp liner. I'm telling you, this brush is also what any makeup artist needs in their kit. Again, I am no professional. Disclaimer, no professional. I have been using these brushes for quite some time, and I'm giving you guys my opinion and how I use these brushes in an alternative way. So this is the finished product of my eyeshadow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's Introducing Jinx and I'm up and I'm out. I do.